Well, we're already live, and I have the main camera up. So I might as well just... Hang on just a second. Okay, let's get out of this. I'm gonna go... Yeah, I know. I don't really want more info. Stop checking for updates. Stupid computer. Actually, it's not the computer, it's Windows. It's this stupid Windows. I need to figure out another program for that. Alright, let me do something here real quick. I want to go... no, I want to leave that open. I don't really want to Google search for the Facebook login page. Thank you, though, Facebook. Yeah, reload the page. I got down here late. Not right now. Oh, come on. Is that the one I want? No, that's not the one I want. There. I think I cleared my cache, and that reset all my passwords. So I'm trying to dig up a password right now. Sign in. Okay. That worked. Yes. There we go. Do I have to go? Alright, I gotta pull up a link here. So, how is everyone tonight? I can't see any comments or anything. At least the mic is on and working at the start today. Hi, John. How you doing? Hey, Barb. Wow, you guys' names are like dark blue. There we go. Features. Sorry, I'm doing something in the background here real quick. I'm trying to send out a notification. I think this is how I want to do this. I think it's that one. Alright. Send to everyone. Okay. That's done. We can finally get to work. Alright. Busy working 70 hours a new job, so catching up on some back orders of mail, welding the last row The silver bracelet to mail out tomorrow. Then may put together a metal earth laser cut 3D metal model for the boss. Nice. I think I saw that Rick Smith got a CO2 laser. I don't know what the difference are between, what is yours called? A metal earth laser. I don't know what the difference between that and what a CO2 laser is. But everybody's getting lasers, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous. Alright. I'm turning off my workspace because we're gonna not work on the Coif of Doom. Right? Okay, that notification went out. Cool. See if it worked later. Alright. Right now, do I have the ring sizes that I need? No. I have that here. And what am I looking for? I'm gonna have to get up. Ah! These. Found them. All right. Okay. All right. Welcome to episode 231 of the MailleWerX Chainmail live streams. My name's Sean. I run MailleWerX.com, where you can find all the chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your heart desires. 50-watt laser you're playing with will focus down to 20 nanometers. Is nanometers. Beam, need to get it set up with a jig to see if you can cut 20 gauge stainless coils with it. There you go. That sounds like a fun toy. Alright. Let me show you what I'm doing here. I got some, wow, rings from Josh Diliberto. And because I needed something slightly larger than 18 gauge 3/16. I don't know why I'm pulling rings out. This is where we started. Let me zoom in a little bit there. I need like mark. So we got a couple of different beads here. Problem is they're not really stuck in place. So I gotta take these apart and then put in some of these 18 gauge 7/32 rings to hold them in place. And we're going to redesign some of this. I don't want these pliers. I want these ones. And then I want room. My desk is a mess. And it's not, a lot of it's not chainmail related, a lot of it's just a mess. Wow, okay, that's how you're gonna be. I need, what is this? Set these down here. All right. I need elbow room is what I need. I need some beads. And we gotta tear this apart a little bit. So anyway, how's everyone been? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. See here. In my backyard, I have a back gate, and outside the back gate is this big tree that is on my neighbor's property. Well, that big tree is a bit overgrown. So on Friday, I went out and cut off a bunch of the overhanging limbs all the way around as much as I could. Ow, that really hurt. Without trespassing on not my neighbor's property, but the house behind us. So I did that. And Saturday I spent, oh, and I mowed the lawn. Okay, so this is a fun story. Fun story about me mowing the lawn. So I get out and I use a push mower to create a perimeter so that I have room to ride the riding lawnmower around, right? Then I decided that I was going to go work on this tree for a little bit. So it takes me about an hour and a half, a lot longer than I thought. And I have this empty trash can, and we can mulch our lawn, we can fill up bio bags, or we can just take the grass in a can to a dump, essentially. Those are our options. Well, I mulched my grass almost all year last year and killed most of it, which I'm okay with, but it looks like crap right now. So I didn't want to leave. The first time I mowed this year, I had a ton of extra grass. This time around, I've got a little dog that's allergic to grass, and I didn't want him to have to deal with it. He's already got itchy paws and whatnot, so I did not keep the grass. I started loading it up in a garbage can, thinking that, you know, I could get a lot of grass in there. Well, no, turns out I could not. I could not, in fact, get a lot of grass in that garbage can. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to dump this garbage can. And in the meantime, I'm going to go to Lowe's to get these biohazard bags. And I get to the dump. They are shifting everything around with some big earth movers. So it's like a 20-minute wait. And I still have to get my kid from school. And cutting on that tree had taken a lot of my time up, and so I didn't have a lot of time. So I had to rush, call the school, let them know to send my kid to aftercare so that I could call Renee, have her pick up my son so that I can go get bio bags from Lowe's and then go back home and finish the yard and get all the brush from this tree, right, to the dump. So I sit 20 minutes waiting for them to finish up with the bulldozers. Get my stuff, get my one trash can of stuff dumped, and go to Lowe's, wander all around the store, finally ask someone. They don't have, not biohazard, lawn refuse bags. They're called bio bags. I think they're called bio bags. I don't remember. Anyway, there. That's one piece down. So yeah, I'm wandering all around Lowe's trying to find this spot, and finally asked someone, and they're all sold out. Okay, so I just wasted another 20 minutes. Great. Oh, my first attempt to get to the dump, I was 3/4 of the way there, and had to turn around because you have to have an ID to get in. So it was just a long, arduous process, riddled with silly mistakes from me. But I got my lawn all cleaned up, I got the brush all cleaned up, and I got all that done by about 4:30. But the next 2 days I was exhausted. Bio-sure, but not biohazard. Biodegradable. Yeah, they are biodegradable bags. Now, what to do? I don't really need those. Do I want to match these up? I don't know if I like this selection of beads I have here. Yeah, so I spent the next 2 days just barely able to move. Oh. It was an interesting experience. I don't want to hurt myself like that. I just shared a meme a little bit ago about how I used to be, you know, this muscly guy from in my 20s or whatever, to not being able to put my socks on, and it's quite accurate. It's what it was. All right. So my goal here is to get these beads on and have them be relatively free floating. I want them to move a little bit. I don't want them to be stuck, but that's what the 18 gauge 7/32 rings are for, is to put a stop to them moving. And those look a lot bigger than I expected them to be. I want to do this. Or do I? No, I don't. I might order a size down because these look like they're a little big. So, yeah, you're gonna have to, they work, they're just a little larger than what I was expecting. Alright, so Thursday I went to one of my final appointments for my VA stuff. So I almost have all of that set up. I got one more next Saturday, and then after that, I'll wait another 6 weeks and get my final rating, and we'll go from there. So I'm excited about that. Ready to move on to the next portion of whatever phase this is that I'm in. You know? Yeah, see, that holds on there nicely. And then maybe it's just me thinking they look a little big. They seem to be, once they're in place, they seem to be okay. These 7/32 rings. Hey Peg, how you doing? Yeah, so look, it's looking like sometime in June is going to be the end of this whole VA process, which 3 months after it was started, but it's better, you know, better than never. Sporting an interesting new bruise on your left shin. What did you do to yourself? Lana. You're really getting sucked into rope dart now. Does that have anything to do with the bruise on your shin? to do that. That's not good. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. One of, I'm using the 18 gauge 7/32 ring for the 4 rings to make the cross section in the Byzantine. And it's kind of pushing out on one side of this bead, but I think if I add a little length to the Byzantine to it, it won't do that maybe. I may have to make the 18 gauge 7/32 the 3 connector portion. We'll see. Does everything to do with the bruise? Didn't get out of its way fast enough. Well, I mean, no pain, no gain, right? When you were learning some rope dart like 10 years ago, your teacher showed you to use a tennis ball before upgrading to more knife-shaped object to prevent a lot of self-damage. It's one of those things where I didn't even know you could go and like learn that rope dart. I mean, I guess it's around and someone teaches it somewhere, but it's not like it was an option I had in high school. I think that's pretty cool. And maybe it was just me being a naive boy from Boise, Idaho, but, you know, I was young and clearly didn't know that there were a lot of things in the world that I've discovered over the last 40 years. Got a heavyish rubber ball for the weight in your dart. You might switch it to a lighter one you made. Dog chew ball on the end of a rope. Nice. So I've got, I have a truck, right? Hey Greg, how you doing? Got Greg over on Twitch. Not confident enough in my darting to be using a pointy object. Well, you'll get there. And you'll be amazing. Yeah, okay. I think it's safe to leave it like that. I want the rest of those. I want to make one bracelet with just these in it. Now where are the rest of them? Hang on a sec. There we go. Whoa! Martial Arts Studio Bayou offered dozen or so forms of weapons, martial arts, butterfly blades, short, wide swords with guards, bow staff, wind staff, katana, kendo, and a few others. That's cool. There, let's get these out of here. I'm not gonna mix up bracelet or beads. I'm just gonna stick with what I know. And we'll see if it works. We'll try it, and if it doesn't work, we'll adjust. Pretty good, just ramping up your energy to get tons done this week. I've got tons to do this week, too. So good luck to you. First thing tomorrow, I gotta call my former insurance company. There's a studio up. I offer a lot of different weapons classes. They're way more expensive than YouTube. Back in the day, when I was a young man, and could put my socks on without difficulty and not think about it, I took a couple of fencing classes, and I had a really fun time. It was this little shop, and it wasn't like typical fencing with the face mask that you see today, we used Schlager blades. They're this really bendy, flexible style blade. At least I think that's what they're called. And I got my first rapier out of that, like an actual one, not one used in like Olympic style fencing. Yeah, do that. Wind Staff is likely the most useful of all of them, as any broom handle can be used in a pinch, and some of the moves would break 2x4s, like the pull Q strike. Lines all the force in line with the object, like putting a straw through an orange into your hand. Sounds like you learned something there. I always wanted to be a ninja when I was growing up. So, closest thing I got was dressing up as a Ninja Turtle with my son a couple years ago. First thing tomorrow, you gotta take your 95 G20 van to the exhaust shop, get that fixed, and check if they can remove 3 seats. Nice, that sounds like fun. My truck's acting up. I just had the starter replaced, and the starter's acting up again. Oh wait, no, not that. Not yet. Your mother did fencing, no patience for it, and you tend to bend the blades of the guards due to being more desiring sword than a foil. So you're putting more force into it and you bent the guard, is that what you're saying? There we go. Yeah, straw through the hand would be a bit painful, I would imagine. I don't know, I've seen how much John weaves, and I don't know if he actually feels his hands at all. Uh-oh, nope, go back through. Cheaper foils, okay. Quick camper van for the IndyCar at Road America, nice. Cheaper foils that temper stops the guard so they don't bend back so well. Ah, okay. You have to feel them for the size rings you play in. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Just the sheer amount of stuff you put out, though, is beyond me. I struggle to get much done. And keep up. And, you know, I am unemployed. Right? I have all day where I could theoretically just sit and make chainmail. And I'm sure that if I did that, I would have more stuff done. But I have a lot of stuff to do, in not just for MailleWerX, not just for the app, but just regular day-to-day living stuff, you know. So I don't get the time. And honestly, after an hour doing this stuff, I have to break it up. I did do some work earlier today. We took the dog for a walk, and then everybody took naps, and one of our church members passed away suddenly, so she was making food for him. So I was down here working. But like I did that, and the hour that I was working, maybe, my hands hurt pretty good after that. So you have to feel that. Oh, I already read that. I think if I tried to do more than 1 to 2 hours a day, I'm getting there though. I'm getting better, I think. There once was a time when I could basically just sit and weave all day. Long time ago. And that's how I got my shirts done. But since I started doing streaming, right, like an hour a night was, for a long time, was the most I could do. Thumbs get bad as we age, yeah. You had to do body work on your wife's car, sand the wheel wells and rockers, and Bondo primer and paint, mowed the lawn, fixed the weed whacker, and did the perimeter of the yard. Played some games with the oldest son and cooked real ramen for dinner. Oh my gosh, I played games with my son. I don't know if when did this happen? I don't think I've told you guys this yet, but he wanted to play, he plays Fortnite, and he wanted to play Halo. And so I got the 360 out, and the Halo, like the initial Halo that has a split screen multiplayer option where you can go and kill each other. And I kind of went easy on him for the first little bit, let him learn like the ropes and the controls and all that stuff. And then by the third game, he was talking so much smack that I went through and I used every trick I knew, and I just obliterated him. It got so bad that I was only 8 kills in out of a 15 kill game. Whoever gets to 15 kills wins. And it got so bad that he lost his little mind, and we had to stop playing. He was very upset that Daddy could beat him. Alright, my amp up and decimate, yeah. So by real ramen for dinner, I'm assuming you don't mean the 25-cent bag of ramen from, from the grocery store. Oh, that's another thing I did. I went to the grocery store and stocked up on a bunch of stuff. Because, you know, I'm of the opinion that prices are going to continue to rise for a while longer. And just that alone was about $600. Speaking of things that have gone up in price, I filled up my truck, and I didn't even fill it up all the way. Spent $100, didn't fill up my truck all the way. Like, you've got to be kidding me. So anyway, now I'm poor again. We took our little dog for a walk today, and he's an inside dog. $40 gets you to a half tank. Once upon a time, me too, but no, not right now. Use the noodle package where you get all the good stuff. Okay. That's how my brother does it. Right? He gets the noodles and then he just adds all kinds of vegetables. Which, you know, not being someone who can cook or likes to cook, I have always only ever, like, I'm not someone to experiment with food, right? Like, I read the package instructions and I go with that. That's it. I don't go far beyond that. So I've always only ever just made regular ramen. And it wasn't until my brother had been living in Japan for some time and sent us pictures of the ramen he was making, and it was chock full of stuff. I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I guess you can do that. Your boys like to eat the ramen bricks right out of the package, no cooking, just crunch. I remember my sister doing that too. Now I don't know if this is true, so take what I'm going to say next with a grain of salt. My sisters stopped doing that when they found out that you can get worms from eating uncooked ramen. I don't know if that's the case. They never got worms. I think maybe my parents were just trying to get them to stop eating it like that. So maybe my parents lied. I don't know. You? Yeah. Like I said, I never looked it up or anything. That I just remember that being something that occurred when I was fairly young. You did a lot in high school, crush them, not to powder, but to dime-sized pieces. Toss the season pack in and eat them like popcorn. Yeah, I know a lot of people who ate them that way. None of them ever got worms, as far as I know. Not exactly something people would discuss with me until after I became a nurse. It's weird. It's weird, okay? You become a medical professional and people begin asking you for your opinion on something. Right? And as a nurse, I'm legally obligated to say, okay, first, I cannot give you medical advice. You need to consult your doctor. Right? But then I would give them my thoughts on whatever they were asking me about. And once people find out you're a medical professional, they get way too comfortable in sharing what's going on with them. If you grew up like a surprising number of us did, being told that you get worms if you ate raw ramen noodles, and you might be wondering if that's the truth, the good news is no, you cannot get worms from eating ramen noodles. Okay, good. Ever have someone drop pants and ask to take a look at this rash? Yes, I have. On more than one occasion. That's actually a fairly common one. Most of the time it's, oh, I cut myself, do you think I need to go get stitches? 9 times out of 10 the answer is no. Just whatever it is, super glue it shut. Put a band-aid over it for a couple days, you'll be fine. You'll have a scar, but you won't have a $17,000 medical bill. You don't think that should look like that? Go to the ER. Yeah, exactly. So the stereotype exists for a reason then. Yes. Yes, it do. But since I don't work in the medical field anymore, for the time being, maybe that'll stop. We'll see. People get real comfortable with you about sharing what's going on with them. Maybe I should just stop telling people that I'm a nurse. I should just be like, yeah, I'm, you know, I'm a garbage man. I have knowledge in waste management. Oh wow, that slipped out of my hands. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I am well, no, that looks pretty good. And they're all free floating. Tell them you make chainmail, they'll never discuss their health problems with you. Tell them you work in collections, that'll ensure nobody wants to discuss work with you. There we go. I am a property recovery assistant. I am a professional underwater basket weaver. Oh, you know what? I'll tell them I'm a professional, what are those guys that eat, they enter food eating contests and eat like 70 hot dogs or some shit? I make all my money by entering food eating contests. Telling me we're just their kings. Competitive eater. There we go. You call my job the professional nag? I'm a professional bitcher. I get paid to bitch. I am a perpetual horse's ass. It makes me money. Come on. Yeah. I am a professional opinion holder. I hold all kinds of opinions on everything. I am just a bitch. Yeah. Keeps me in jump rings and flow props, so can't complain too much about that. 9 to 5er. There you go. I'm a professional metal abuser. Your job is to chop up one size of metal into other sizes of metal. Alright. So, I'm kind of, I don't know, kind of torn on this piece here. Exactly what I've done will fit with other bead sizes, but I think the 18 gauge 3/16 is really just too small for this bead. A skosh too small. I don't know, I'll zoom in and you guys can tell me what you think. Wow. Maybe not, I mean, it's okay. Not where it zooms in at. I need to like mark where it zooms in at. How's that look? Is that crystal clear? Do the beads look too big? Do the rings look too small? They're all like locked into place. I'm not 100% convinced that this is terrible. You cast machine, weld, braze, stretch, hammer, and now laser metal of all kinds. You can place your hands on. Greg likes it. Got 1 vote for yay. The important thing to me was that they do that. That's what I wanted. So if I want to make the chain thicker, I'd have to really lock them in place. You know. I think this is okay. I'm gonna think about it. I got this piece here. A little 3-and-3 chain going through it. Think you're losing the intricacy of the biz weave? Yeah. You're probably not wrong there. Maybe that's, I don't know. It doesn't feel heavy to me, but of course, I wear these. So I'm used to heavier bracelets. I'm gonna set that aside and I'll think about it. And I'll try another one with a different ring size. But for now, I'm gonna work on this one for a little bit. Oh, I should zoom out, huh? There's going to be a bead with which that works, and it may just not be that bead, and I need to do something different for those. I think maybe part of the problem. But I think those are one of the bigger beads with one of the bigger inner diametered beads that I have. So like it's not, if it works on those, it'll work on everything else kind of deal. What is the length that keeps the beads separated called? There's I have 2 ring sizes. They are 18 gauge 3/16 and 18 gauge 7/32, and it's the 7/32 that's keeping the beads in place. And maybe if I switch it around to where, like I was using the 18 gauge 7/32 for the 4 connector piece. And maybe if I switch that with the 3 rings that connect the 4 ring sections. I don't know if I'm expounding that out right. I think it'll be okay. I think that might look better. We'll see. I will experiment with it some more. But I've got 2 bags of Josh DiLiberto 18 gauge 3/16, and I may need 1 more bag. But I got a lot of bracelets to make and a lot of necklaces. So I get to figure out, you know, I just gotta try and figure out, like, what I'm gonna use Byzantine for 99% of them, because that is what I ordered these rings for. I'm not experimenting with these rings. I know they make a lovely Byzantine that I really appreciate the size of, and so I'm going to stick with that. And if these sell well and make it so that I can afford more rings, and I might experiment with those. It was a change in ring gauge that threw you off? Yeah. That's all it is, just a little graduation. I'm just going to leave this one with the central bead on it, right, and then just do a simple bracelet. Simple bracelet with a simple clasp, and hopefully someone will enjoy it. So what all is going on this next week? Oh, I gotta call my former insurance company. I didn't do that. I was supposed to do that last week, but I didn't. Because they say that I owe them $1,000, and I say, you're crazy, man. It's one of the things where, with these last, like, I'm getting nervous about these last couple of appointments that I have with the VA. Just because there's a lot riding on it. Like, whether or not I go back into the workforce right now, or whether I can continue to do what I'm doing and, you know, pursue running my own business. And whether I can use the VA for my primary healthcare provider, which not necessarily something I want to do, but I'm young and I need, you know, a base level of healthcare. And that's all I've ever used with any insurance that I've ever had. I've rarely needed, outside of, you know, some antibiotics because I got sick or something. I've only ever had one other major issue in the last, like, 10 years that I can think of. And that was, like, I had an infected salivary gland. And, like, I had, like, a baseball-sized swelling in the side of my face, right? And when they did the CT scan of my head to figure out what it was, they saw some nodules on my thyroid, and so they wanted to get those checked out. I should have said no, because I think I'm still paying on having those nodules tested for cancer, right? Like, what is a nodule, you know? Could be anything. Most of the time it's nothing. I was like, that was 2019. That was a really stressful year, so I didn't need anything else, and I wanted to be thorough, so I got it done. But I think I'm still paying for it. Like, I put the bill on my credit card. I think I'm still paying for it. I should have just not done it. But yeah, no. If I can use the VA for my primary healthcare provider and continue to pursue doing what I'm doing, I mean, that's a great bounce back from leaving the employment field in February, I think. So we'll see. We are starting up our son in archery. I don't think it starts this week, but it starts first week in June. So he'll have baseball and archery and Fortnite, and that's what he's gonna do for the first month of summer. He was sad. The little boy who got upset every morning when I told him it was time to get ready for school was sad. The school was over and that he wasn't going to see his friends over the summer. And it was funny. It's like, I know this ain't the same kid. The other thing I did today, I did, you know the coif we've been working on? The one with all the jacked up rings? Earlier today when I was working on them, I sat for an hour and I pre-closed a bunch of the rings. And it took a while. But when I went to go weave everything, I probably had a pile of like 200 rings. But I was done with it in like 20 minutes. So having to true up every one of those rings is really just a time suck. But that is coming along as well. How old is he? He's 7. 7 going on 17. Aside from the fit about Fortnite, or about Halo, right? It's like he talks with his friends in the chat on Fortnite, and then he comes and tries to talk to mom and dad the same way, and it's like, no, bro, that's not going down like that. I will scissor kick you in the face if you say something like that to me. And no, I don't let my son talk however he wants to his friends. But I think most of the time, I think he just gets into the habit, because I'm not there in the room with him, babysitting his every move as he talks with his friends. I think that's the issue. He says it to them, and it's like, oh no, buddy. Does he have a bicycle? He did, and then he outgrew it. So we are trying to get him another one this summer. Probably next week. I'm gonna take my bike, get it tuned up, get Renee's bike tuned up, and then get him a bike. Nothing fancy, because he's gonna outgrow it in a month. But something he's ridden before, but never without training wheels. There's no other kids in the neighborhood really that are his age, and So he wants to hang out with his friends, so he wants to play video games, which is his main contact with the outside world. So, and then it's Wisconsin, so there's only like a month and a half of outdoor time available, really. That's good for being outside. Oh, my leg. My leg. So when he did have a bicycle, we got him out, got him on it a couple times. There's a school parking lot nearby that I would take him to, have him ride around in that, but he never, once we took the training wheels off, he never really got the chance to learn how to ride before winter came, and then by the time the next year rolled around, right, he had outgrown the bike. And if you have a bike, friends are never out of reach. Well, the problem is, like I said, there's no really kids his age in the neighborhood. You know? So I don't even know where, like, his classmates, they live in Kenosha somewhere, but I don't know where. All right, that one's looking pretty good. What is this music? Used to ride like 7 miles to see friends. Yeah, go to the next song, please. Just got the 6-year-old new bike, so the wife, you need to get another one yourself. When you moved into your house, did not take mine from your mom, so she threw them all. My sister found others various dates away. She figured we would never collect them and was tired of them being there. Yeah. I mean, I remember riding 7 miles to see friends, but I was living out in the country at the time. And even Boise, Idaho, where I grew up, right, I could ride fairly long distances there to go see friends without an issue, right? He's 7. He's not going to ride 7 miles anywhere right now. So he'll figure it out. You know, a couple more years when he's 10, you know, if he needs to go down the street and around the corner to visit someone. Yeah, the bike that I have, my dad was big into mountain biking when we were growing up in Idaho, and so he got us all bikes, and he would take us all on mountain biking trips in the foothills of Boise. And we rode around all over up there, and like Boise has some of the nicest mountain biking trails in the world. There's a whole big mountain biking community up there. Finished welding your Argentinian bracelet to the pickle pot. It goes now 1 of 10, 0.7 millimeter, 7 rows wide of Euro 4 and 1 3 years ago. You were biking 7 miles to work for a 12-hour shift and biking home. It's not like you did it when you didn't need it. Yeah, I stopped biking to work. Shortly after I got a car. Alright, let's focus near. Alright. This is what we've been working on. Just a little central bead, Byzantine bracelet. That's what all of these are going to be. Some 3 and 3 chain going through the bead, and it's going to look pretty good by the time it's done. Voila. Alright. I'll make it another, how long is it now? It's 5 inches long. I'll make it another 1.5 inches on each side, or 1 inch, and then gotta put a clasp on in there, so. Okay, I got a lot of these to do. Ow. Let's zoom back out here. Go over here. Alright. So yeah, I got the ring sizes in. I should be able to make more of these. Let's see, now that looks okay. I don't know. I'm going to experiment with this larger bead size here. We can get a good look at it. It's got these cool skulls that are like going all around it. They're fun. So I'll experiment with these a little bit more. It's just not. It's not quite kosher. You know what I mean? It's not perfect, which is ideally what I come up with. Something that just works with the beads and everything else. Anyway, we are a little bit past an hour. I do have to get up, take my kid to school tomorrow morning. Thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate you being here and all your contributions and commentary. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel, like the stream, share the stream. I do appreciate it. Every like and share is very beneficial to the page. You've got that the roads are not so cycle-friendly in Kenosha as compared to Sheboygan. Kenosha's not friendly, right? Let me just put that out there. I don't know if it's gotten better or worse. We'll see this summer. Anyway. Excuse me. So, tomorrow night, I most likely will not be on because tomorrow night's baseball. And we're going to continue the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday streams until baseball is over. Alright? Because I don't have, once I get home from baseball, I don't have time to get down here. And so on those days, if I have time, I may pop in, during the day and have a stream. We'll see. In the meantime, like I said earlier, I appreciate y'all being here. I want you all to have a lovely evening. Okay. And if you need me, you know where you can find me. Alright? You guys have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.